Hi, Katie Arwood, the MCC Library Director, here for One Book, One County.com and MCC Reads. And I'm very excited to introduce my guest, Taryn, a great friend of mine from MCC, and possibly the most enthusiastic reader I know. Gotta love Taryn.
Hi, I'm Taryn Muilenburg. I am an MCC grad and I work as a lab supervisor in the Student Success Center.
So Taryn, what was your favorite book to read as a child, or you like to read to your children?
So my favorite book when I was a child was The Pokey Little Puppy. I have always had a thing for dogs, so I loved everything dog. So that was when I was a child. I'm going to go through until I was in high school with my favorite books, if that's okay. When I was in 5th, 6th grade, I loved Hank the Cowdog and The Boxcar Children. Those two books were my favorite. Those series, I guess. And then when I was in high school, To Kill a Mockingbird was one of my favorite books then. And I can give that credit to Chad Walden because he has a very captivating voice. I think he should narrate for Audible because him helping us read that book in class was great. So that's my chronological from infant, or well, not infant, but young child to high school.
So what was your favorite book to recommend over this past year, or something that you've really liked?
Well, I don't remember if it was you or if it was Amy Troop that recommended Where the Crawdad Sings, so I recommended that to my sisters. I don't know if any of them read that book, but that book was one, and The Glass Castle, which was also one the One County One book. That I love that book, and I recommended that one also.
So what's your all-time favorite read?
My all-time favorite, well, if I'm going single book, it's The Host by Stephanie Meyer. If we're doing series, it's Harry Potter, which I know I'm not alone in the Harry Potter being people's favorites. I also really love Outlander series. I just love going back in time and and all that. And yeah, so Harry Potter and The Host.
So what's your favorite genre to read in, and why?
Fantasy, because it's the one genre that you can get lost in and you can forget. I mean, especially this pandemic, you can forget what's going on around you. I feel you can forget easily and get lost in the book in fantasy better than you can any other genre. I mean, I do love mystery. I really love all books, but fantasy is my favorite.
So who are a few of your favorite authors?
Well, so J.K. Rowling, obviously. Stephanie Meyer, I already mentioned her. I like John Grisham and James Patterson. And I will say her last name wrong, but the Diana Gabaldon, I think is how you say. Oh, okay. Because Outlander. I mean, that's the only books I've read of hers was Outlander, but I love her too. The list goes on and on and on.
So most of the time, the book is better than the movie, but not 100% of the time. What would be a movie you really like based on a book?
I would say the Harry Potter movies. I mean, I know they spent a lot of money and a lot of time on those, so that would be one that I can read the book and watch the movie over and over again, and that's actually what we did for Mother's Day is watch, because I'm the only one in my house that loves Harry Potter the most, and so we watched all the movies yesterday for my Mother's Day. And also another book in the movie was The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Like, that book made me feel sick sometimes to my stomach because of how graphic it was, and I was sitting in the movie theater feeling the same way. That's how I can say the movie went well with the books. I love the books, but if you read the books, there's parts in that are like, oh, okay, nope. So, yeah.
So, are there any books that you've read that you were sure you wouldn't like, but then discovered you did?
Yeah, that was the question that I can't answer, because any book that I've been recommended by you or my sisters or anybody, I feel like they know me well enough that I didn't read the title and was like, nah, no way, and so that was a question I can't answer. I've never been recommended a book that I wasn't like, I'm going to like it because I trust the person that's recommending it.
So how do you feel about libraries, or what are your feelings when you're in a library?
That was also a hard question for me when I was going over the guest prompts. When I walk into a library, I feel happy. I feel happy because I know that I feel happy, and I almost feel overwhelmed because I know there's boundless opportunities for learning, which sounds kind of cliche for a library, but I just feel, I don't know, I just can go to a shelf and I know that there's something I can learn there. So that's how I feel.
That's absolutely wonderful to hear. So, And finally, if you were a book title, what would that be?
That I also was like, there's so many, but I wrote down The Stubborn Social Butterfly is what I had written down.
Well, Taryn, thanks for showing up today at the library for
Yeah.
this. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
I've enjoyed it. Thank you.